Hello and good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm Anjali and welcome to the 16th edition of Hidden in Plain Sight series. Hidden in Plain Sight was started in 2021. It was initiated by our faculties and students to take a deeper step in the world of history, to know and to understand the contribution of Indian luminaries after independence in nation building that is not much known in the status quo. And it is such an important part as it we all are from history department. It become important for us as well. And till now we have covered a diverse range of topic that brought some real discussion among us and helped us to understand and discuss in a healthy way. Till now it become a kind of tradition for us to that must pass on. And talking about tradition, we are here with our first year student, Gunccha Shandilya, a young sprite and such a lovely girl who outshine with her intelligence and her love for history bring her here today with an interesting topic about Metro Man of India, E. Sreedharan, the man who coordinated and executed the master plan behind the rail project in Delhi. And here, we are not just looking forward to what his idea on making the plans of metro. He is more than that. That's what Gunsha is going to present today. And that's it from my side. I would like to invite Gunsha to present the presentation of the Hidden in Plain Sight and continue the series. And before that, a kind request to everyone, don't unmute yourself in the middle of the presentation. We are having question and remarks after that. And that's it from my side. Thank you. Kuncha, the floor is open for you.
Thank you so much, Anjali Didi, for such a nice introduction. First of all, I'd like to wish a very good afternoon to everyone, and thank you so much for joining this meeting. To the professors, to my classmates, and to my seniors who have helped me coordinate this presentation so that I'm here to present it in front of you today. The reason for me behind choosing E. Sreedharan was not only to shine some light on a person who has been a very seminal personality in the development of independent India, but to remember that the transport system, which is such a huge contributor to the GDP of our country, stands inside because of this man, because of his far-sighted projects, because of his meticulous approach to implementing so many rail projects in the country. And for me personally, it was a matter of surprise when I told people that I'm choosing this personality, and a lot of them didn't know that E. Sreedharan exists as the metro man or the railway man of the country. So I think today, let's contribute today to knowing this personality and to knowing the marvels that he has uh, contributed to for the development of India. So I'll start with a little introduction about his early life. His full name is Alatu Valapil Sreedharan, and he is known as the Metro Man of India now, as you all know. He is an engineer and politician from Palakkad, Kerala. He is known for introducing revolutionary changes in the Indian public transport system, especially in the Delhi Metro rail system and the Konkan Railway. So now, whenever there's any discussion that pops up about metro or the metro system, all of us living in Delhi currently, we know how seminal, how important metro is. Metro is like the nerves of the Delhi government and the rail system. And without metro, we cannot think of surviving for even a single day in Delhi. So that's how we know how important it is, connecting every nook and corner of the city. He was born on 12 June 1932 in Karuka, Puttur, Kerala, to a Hindu Malayali family. Now, these details are not very important to remember, but I just wanted to include each and everything so that we are not missing out on important details of his life. So please do not think that you are bound to remember all of it, because it was complicated for me as well. So after going to Victoria College in Palghat, he obtained a civil engineering degree from Government Engineering College, Kakinada, and he was T.S. Sessions' classmate. So both of them did civil engineering together. And now the thing that I'm going to introduce here is the major aspect that shone light on E. Sreedharan's career and his contribution to the transport system. In December 19, a very disastrous cyclone hit the Pamban Bridge, which connects Rameshwaram to present-day Tamil Nadu. And to restore the bridge, 3 months was given to him by the Tamil Nadu government and the Kerala government combined. But in just 46 days, he was able to restore the bridge with his team, and that earned him the Railway Minister's Award, the prestigious Railway Minister's Award for this achievement. Now, he has also worked as a lecturer in Civil Engineering College at the Government Polytechnic College and a year at the Bombay Port Trust as an apprentice. So he also joined the Indian Railway Service of Engineers after clearing the IES exam in 1953 in his very first attempt. That used to be a very complicated exam then, but he cleared it in his first attempt, as we all can see. And his first posting was in the Southern Railway as a probationary assistant engineer. Now, this is a small chronological flowchart that I could prepare, highlighting the different events of his career and his very important postings. So, after clearing the IES in 1953, he was serving as the managing director of Delhi Metro Rail Corporation from 1995 to 2012. Now, 1995 to 2005, this was a very important decade for India's economy because the LPG policy was introduced at this time. And E. Sreedharan ensured that the responsibility that was given to him for ensuring that the transport system does not collapse, because India did not have a lot of funds to ensure that the economic backbone of the country was straight during that time. But this man fulfilled that responsibility with utmost vigor and hard work. So I think we should all commend him for that effort. He was also the deputy chief engineer put in charge of the Calcutta Metro in 1970. So metro projects like the Calcutta Metro, which have been implemented way earlier than the Delhi Metro, have been very important in framing the blueprint of what would be the skeleton of the metro in the future years to come. And he was behind creating that blueprint. Now, a very interesting rather, I would say a very interesting point in his career came when the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, who is himself known for introducing very revolutionary laws and reforms in the UN, appointed him as the United Nations High-Level Advisory Group, in the High-Level Advisory Group on Sustainable Transport for a period of 3 years in 2015. Now, this happened because when they were initiating all of these projects of the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, the Indian government took a lot of help from the German government to ensure that technological reforms would not be compromised with. Because, as I said, we were in the earlier phase of the independence and we could not ensure that a lot of funds went to the technological area because there were other issues to focus on, to be very briefly honest. He has also served as a National Executive Council member of BJP, but he later quit active politics in December 2021. When I was researching on his political career, I couldn't find much except that he tried to introduce revolutionary even reforms, because there were a lot of political systems that he was not satisfied with, and that was one of his reasons for quitting politics very soon, as soon as he entered, to be honest. After his retirement from DMRC, he was appointed as principal advisor for the Kochi Metro Rail project. Kochi Metro Rail project is known for its clear demarcation of policies and for ensuring a very smooth railway system for all the citizens. Now, there are these four major, I just prepared this slide for ensuring that you know about the four major projects that he is known for. One is the Kolkata Metro, second is the Konkan Railway, third is the Pamban Bridge, as I talked about, and fourth, obviously, is the Delhi Metro. Now, this slide might seem very dense in content for you, but I'll just summarize it for you because there were a lot of things that I could find. To be honest, for a personality like E. Sreedharan, who has not been a lot in news like any politician or any bureaucrat, he has been more immersed in working for the country. And I think that effect can be very visibly seen by all of us. So I thought I should not miss out on details and I should tell you. So his career began after being appointed as the deputy engineer of Calcutta Metro. Feel free to read all of the statistics that I've included here, but this is not to make anyone uncomfortable because the presentation, I wanted to include everything. The project was very difficult to execute as it took 22 years to complete, and the cost also went up even 14 times. So that was a bottleneck for the government at that time. And people had to face a lot of disruptions, and it was dislocated again and again because of the erratic policies. Now, after a lot of problems during the Kolkata metro work, it was decided the Delhi metro would be built after a different pattern. So he was taken off this post in 1975 because he was quite rebellious for that post at that time. He was not only extremely responsible but also very passionate engineer who has not only executed timely deadlines and obviously only before the deadlines, but also held a very far-sighted approach towards future endeavors in both his political and professional career. Now, he did not stop there. There are a lot of rail projects like the Ahmedabad Metro, the Lucknow Metro, even the Jaipur Metro. I'm from Jaipur, I know that. So, this man has been the uh, man to look up to in all of these projects. Now, this was one news headline that I included in my PPT as soon as I saw it. This is from the Hindustan Times. In 2019, he grabbed headlines when he wrote a very bold letter to PM Modi asking him not to agree to the Aam Aadmi Party's proposal to make metro travel free for women commuters. Now, there's nothing wrong in making metro travel free for women commuters, but the sense of responsibility that every citizen of independent India should feel towards paying tax to their government or towards using the services, he came up very boldly. And this is because we took an international loan from Japan International Cooperation Agency, and it would not be a practical decision to make it free for women commuters. So I would, you can also read it, but I would read it for you what he wrote in the letter exactly. He said, one shareholder cannot take a unilateral decision to give concession to one section of the community and push Delhi Metro into inefficiency and bankruptcy. He wrote to the Prime Minister in June. Worried about a possible surge in the cost of commuting for other passengers, he cited it as one of the reasons for not allowing travel concessions when he served as the chief. And that was one of the reasons why he was removed in 1975 from this post. Sir, when the first section of the Delhi Metro was to be opened, I had taken a firm and conscious decision that no one would be given any travel concession on Delhi Metro. The stand was taken to maximize revenue so that metro forces could be kept, fares could be kept low, so as to be affordable to ordinary citizens. Now, as I said, it was seen as a very bold and a very against the government decision at that time. Now, when we talk about the Konkan Railway, not a lot of people know about it. To be honest, whatever I researched, whatever statistics I could find, they were very technical terms and they involved a lot of distance measures, a lot of time measures, because there's not too much to discuss on Sreedharan, to be honest, except the revolutionary work that he has done. So, as far as I could try to make it interesting, I included a lot of things and I made sure that the language is easier for you to digest. So, Konkan Railway was the missing link between India's commercial capital, Mumbai, and Mangalore. So as soon as Mangalore came into existence, because Mumbai was the financial capital of India, it was seen as a valid decision to ensure smooth and easy travel from Mumbai to Mangalore. The 741-kilometer line connects Maharashtra, Goa, and Karnataka. The Konkan is a coastal strip of land bounded by the Sahyadri Hills on the east and Arabian Sea on the west. Now, again, that's geographical details you might want to miss out on. Now, Konkan is a coastal strip of land, and it's a very important area for India because even during the historical periods when a lot of dynasties emerged here, it was a very fertile, a very rich in resources strip of land. So it was decided that the Konkan Railway would be built around and in this area. Now, this is just about the Konkan Railway, the Konkan coastal strip. I would not read everything. You can feel free to read what's written in the PPT. Apart from setting a trend for other infrastructure projects in the country, it also provides concrete proof of the skills of Indian engineers, their discipline, team spirit, and courage. This I've written myself, so I read it again. The completion of the Konkan Railway, now this is something important and I found it after a lot of research. This was called a tryst with destiny because many people in the Konkan region, it was redeemed in the 50th year of the nation's independence. And naturally, the first train on the completed track was flagged off on 26 January 1998 on the Republic Day. And that's why it was called another tryst with destiny, because it was a very important engineering project that was executed well on time. Now, this is about the Delhi Metro. It spans over a network of about 392.44 kilometers with 288 stations. Now, I included these two stations because Noida and Greater Noida Corridor and the Gurgaon Rapid Metro, they are seen as extremely important points in the Delhi Metro because very smoothly executed and very executed in time. So DMRC today stands out as a shining example of how a mammoth, technically complex infrastructure project was completed before time. And what is more important is it was completed within a very budgeted cost by the government. Now, we couldn't have imagined before 1991 that a train or this transport working at a magical speed with such low fares could get us so safely at our destinations. And I think we also enjoy going in the metro, going to different stations and seeing that how smoothly, how well executed, how well connected the entire Delhi is because of this. Now, it opened its first corridor between Shahadara and Hazari on 25th December 2002. I included it because being Delhiites coming from different areas, we should know about DMRC and DMRC's projects. Now, this was the first phase of construction, which was about 65 kilometers of metro lines. It's a Herculean task. It was finished 2 years and 9 months ahead of schedule in 2005. So, this is something that we should be very, very proud of. And since then, the DMRC has also completed construction of another 125 kilometers of metro corridors under the second phase. Presently, as I told you about the network of the Delhi Metro, and does anyone know what is the technology with which trains travel at very short frequencies? Because personally, I was very curious to know what is the operative mechanism behind the metro in the metro stations itself, because it spans the entire Delhi. So that particular technology is the communication based train control signaling technology, and that we borrowed from Germany, I think. I'm not very sure, but Germany was also one of the very first countries, along with Japan, to introduce the metro system. So I think we borrowed it, rather took help from those governments. Now, there is these the first 2 points are just details again because I wanted to include it. You can read them. Now, DMRC has also been certified by the UN as the first metro rail and rail-based system in the world to get carbon credits for reducing greenhouse gas emissions, as it has helped reduce pollution levels in the city by 6.3 lakh tons every year. That's helping in reducing global warming. So it's not just an engineering marvel, but it's also ensuring that it's fulfilling its responsibility as a transport system. Now, it has also set up rooftop solar power plants at many of its stations. I didn't know this fact, and I felt very nice after I researched all of it. There's also something about rainwater harvesting along the blue line. All stations with presently under construction corridors are being constructed as green buildings, and DMRC has completed 160 kilometers of metro lines. Now, these again are some of the facts about the Delhi Metro. Deepest point of the metro lies 45 meters below the Rajiv Chowk station. And every year, the Delhi Metro carries 700 million passengers. It's not something that's centered on Sreedharan, but I thought I should include it in my PPT. And the escalators at the metro stations have a sari guard feature. This is also something very interesting, which stops saris from getting tangled in them. And as I told you about the rainwater harvesting measure, all right. Now, let's talk about some accolades, some achievements of Sreedharan. Although I would be wrong to say some, because after you see the next slide, you will get to know his entire life has been a collection of awards and accolades. So I'll just tell you, these are the major awards that I've written. These are not the only awards that he has been commended with. So the Railway Minister's Award, as I told you, for the Pamban Bridge in 1963, the Padma Shri in 2001, Man of the Year by Times of India in 2002, and Knight of the Legion of Honor by the government of France in 2005. Because he helped France execute a lot of projects of their metro. Although I don't think France at that point of time was less developed than India, but Sreedharan, uh, being a very meticulous engineer, also helped a lot of different projects throughout the world to help them execute. He won. He was given the Padma Vibhushan in 2008 and Rotary International Award for the Sake of Honor in 2013. Order of the Rising Sun, which is the almost the Bharat Ratna of Japan, was given to him in 2013, and the Lifetime Award Achievement Award by Project Management Associates. Please feel free to go back and read about other different awards and for what projects they have been given to him. Now, talking about his political career, it has been more of a path of learning than sheer politics. Before joining politics, he commented on various political issues, as I told you. He was a rebel even in that field. So, ahead of the 2014 Indian general elections, he endorsed Narendra Modi as Prime Minister already and praised him for his quick decision making as CM of Gujarat. Although there were a few rifts that took place between him and PM Narendra Modi, because of which he left BJP and politics entirely. But I couldn't find a lot of about a lot of it on the research engines that I used because it was not there, to be honest. And now he has opposed the Kerala government over a legislation which facilitated student organizational activities in educational institutions. And he also said that unfortunately, some teachers with political leaning give mute support to such activities. All he wanted was that campuses and organizations meant for delivering education to children should not become stages of harvesting protest or any such seditious activity for them. And I think he was very right in saying that and asserting that. He suggested that the KMRL must reduce fare prices, and which is the Kerala Metro Rail line, I think, and called outside consultants for Kochi metros. There was this Petta Tripunithura extension, which ideally took a lot of funds from the Kerala government, but the project could not be completed in time. I mean, it still is incomplete, and that particular stretch of land is with the government. They're not doing anything on it. So he called it a foolish act because he could not stand wasting the funds of the government and seeing that such foolish acts are really taking place. Now he joined BJP on 18 February 2021 and also contested in the Kerala Legislative Assembly elections from Palakkad. And now this is just, he lost to Shafi Parambil of the INC, Indian National Congress. And this is just the disparity in the votes polled. However, he quit active politics in December 2021, as I said, almost as soon as he joined. He said he opposes Hindu and Christian girls being tricked in marriage. Now, this was his personal ideology and he called it love jihad. But he has also said that because he's a vegetarian, he opposes any consumption of meat. So, these were a few ideologies that came to light when he joined politics, but there's not much about his political inclinations and leanings. Now, there was also an interview to the Economic Times in 2021 in which he stated that Narendra Modi is probably the best PM India has had so far. And there were a few schisms that took place because of this statement. He suggested the Indian Railways to stop borrowing capital for its operations and raise fare prices, which is fairly a good decision as far as merits are concerned. But this was unfortunately not implemented. Now, this is about the bibliography. I used Business Standard for most of my research because there were a lot of interviews and a lot of physical interviews of Sreedharan, which I really enjoyed watching, not just for the sake of presenting or making this entire PPT, but in reality, I got to know a lot about him and his personality. And there is this book, Karma Yogi, which is the biography of Sreedharan, by M.S. Ashokan. I could not get time to read it, and it was also not available. But and it's published by Penguin Random House India. So if any one of you feels curious enough to know more about him, you can definitely give that book a shot. It is definitely a book worth reading. Now, there were 2-3 interviews available on Facebook, though I would not suggest that Facebook is a good resource for researching, but the interviews that I found were quite helpful in helping me frame this entire PPT. Siastra and YouTube for the interviews. And these are the two links on points 4-5 that I have added here. Indian Express, obviously, because all about the DMRC and the Konkan Railway projects was available on Indian Express. And there is Gravitas Plus. It's a channel, it's a good channel. With the newspaper world is One News. You can follow that for a deeper insight on the rail projects, because they also have a weekly feature where they feature personalities who have been important contributors to India's development in general and globally. So you can refer to that, I think. And with that, I think I have whatever, as far as I could do, as far as my effort could fetch, I have presented it to you. But and apology for any factual error I made, or anything that I missed out on. But I think that's it from my side on Sreedharan, the Metro Man of India. I hope you all liked it and you had something to learn from this presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me. And I really, really commend your patience and you taking out time for this endeavor of mine. Thank you.